Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to subscribe and hit that like button. That would be wonderful. So anyway, I want to welcome you to our first Thimble Society of Kindred Spirits. And the kettle is warm, the chairs are pulled close, and the wind has quieted. It's time for a meeting of the Thimble Society of Kindred Spirits. What it is and what they do. Well, they write letters to each other and the world through me. They recommend a seasonal book at each meeting. They share a comfort item like jam, tea, a poem, a patch of fabric, knitting, and they keep a journal of the Society's gatherings. Well, what is the Thimble Society of Kindred Spirits? It's a fictional but deeply heartfelt book, loving, cozy creating circle of your favorite Animal Crossing villagers, especially the thoughtful, gentle-natured ones who come together to share letters, tea cakes, and tales from both real and imagined lives. So I love to write stories. Since I was a little girl, I've loved to write stories. And when I play Animal Crossing, I see them talk about journals and things like that. And I thought, why can't I tie that into my journal community here and my YouTube and people who like stories and all things cozy and cute? So I wanted to share that with you, and this was my idea that I came up with. So the core members so far in this little society, this little book club society, is Maple, who's a little bear. She is the letter keeper. There's Molly, who's the duck, and she is the garden poet. There's Chevra, who is a goat. She is the cottage keeper. There's Fauna, the gentle herbalist. And Fauna is a fawn. There's Bee, the listener. Bee is a dog. There's Goldie, who is a dog. She is the archivist of cheer. And there's Coco, the quiet curiosity. Coco is a little bunny, and everybody calls her a spooky bunny, but I think she's absolutely adorable. And then there's Olive. Olive is a little gray bear, and she is the hearth keeper. And of course we have Bo and Eric. Bo and Eric live in my town. They're the only guys in my town, and they're deer, and they are little deer, and they are so cute. They are absolutely adorable. So this is what happened at the first meeting. Bo and Eric were also there, not just the girls. They were there. The first book club meeting, Bo had some book suggestions. He suggested The Sky is Sleepy Too, which is a picture book. He said it reminds him of cloud watching on rainy days, and Maple pressed leaves between the pages of her book, claiming that they help her remember which parts made her smile. Coco had listened more than she read, but when she did speak, it was like poetry. And Eric, our forest guardian, runs into our dreams. He chased a pine cone on the way there, and he took a nap. As soon as he got into the meeting, he fell asleep taking a nap. So that's Eric. If you know anything about Eric, you could relate to that. So what it is let's talk more about their roles here. Maple is the letter keeper. She's a quiet girl who writes thoughtful notes on handmade paper, sealed with a pressed flower. She often brings seasonal marmalade to the meetings and suggests books with soft endings and helpful middles. Her book recommendation was The Wind in the Willows, and her quote is, "Some books aren't meant to be finished in a rush. They ask to be held with two hands." Okay, here's Molly, the garden poet. She is soft-spoken, but always observing. She writes tiny nature poems and sometimes forget-thems in pockets. She enjoys treasure hunts and gives the best gifts unexpectedly. Her book recommendation is The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady, and Molly's quote is Ode to a Muddy Pond. She loves her pawns. In the meeting, after Molly spoke, everyone clapped. She blushed and dropped her cookie in the tea. That's Molly for you. Chevra, the cottage keeper. She loves tidiness and lace, keeps the society's minutes in an embroidered journal. She often hosts gatherings with homemade shortbread and pear cider. Her book recommendation is Little Women. Chevra ironed the napkins again. No one minded, though. Her quote, "Books deserve a clean table." And there's Fauna, the gentle herbalist, who brings wildflower bundles tied with string, known for pressing herbs between the pages of old books. She sings while she reads and sometimes forgets she's doing it. Her book recommendation is The Secret Garden. Fauna tucked lavender into the pages of Maple's letter before she sent it. Her quote, "So it smells like a kind thought." There's Bee, the listener. She doesn't say much unless it's needed, but everyone feels better when she's around. She has the warmest scarf and always brings extra mittens. Her book recommendation, Anne of Green Gables. Bee never finishes her tea. Her quote, "It's more comforting to hold. It warms in your hands than drink it right away." Goldie, the archivist of cheer. She keeps the society's newsletter, handwritten, illustrated with jam smudges and paw prints. She collects all their letters in tied bundles. Her book recommendation, Paddington Bear. Today, Goldie brought a lemon pie and forgot the forks. No one minded. They ate with their fingers and laughed until dusk. Coco, the quiet curiosity. She reads books upside down at first, but always finishes them right side up. Her pages are often decorated with ink splotches and mushroom drawings. Her book recommendation, The Tale of the Pie and the Patty Pan. Coco made a book out of leaves once. It didn't last long, but it smelled lovely while it did. And there's Olive, the hearth keeper. She always brings a basket with something cozy, knitted socks, a slice of cinnamon cake, a handwritten quote tucked into a napkin. She listens more than she speaks, but her presence is like a blanket, steady, warm, always comforting. The others say the kettle boils faster when she's nearby. She keeps a small knitted shawl ready, should anyone need one. It was Olive who stitched the first tea cozy for the meeting table, and who always seems to bring just the right treat. Warm banana bread, spiced milk, or a favorite old story folded into a napkin. And so the meeting carries on with crumb-filled papers, pine cone footprints, and kindred hearts tucked around the table. I hope you enjoyed this little session, and please subscribe if you want to hear more. There's so many journeys that these little characters do, and I would love to share them with you.